Okay.
Is it working?
It is. We're live.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Austin. I'm on staff here with Maddox Foundation, and today we're talking with the Executive Director of the First Regional Library, Meredith Wickham. Welcome. A little bit of background, Meredith and I actually co-chaired the Children's Committee back when we were building the playground at Conger Park last fall, and got to learn all about the library and the fantastic work that they do. And they did such a fantastic job at giving us resources and helping us entertain kids while building the playground. And then we built the playground, and that was just a wonderful bonding experience.
Yes, it was a bonding experience in many ways, yes. But it was a fantastic work that you did for the community. We're so grateful to the Maddox Foundation for that.
Yes.
Really important.
Thankful for you guys and all of your help as well. And as you continue to help, even in the midst of the pandemic with COVID-19 going on, you guys are fast at work. I know you called me back probably about a month ago now, and we're just explaining some of the processes that you guys had, because the library was actually one of the first institutions to shut down here in North Mississippi, being very proactive. So congratulations to that. Why don't you walk us through that? Tell us a little bit more about how this pandemic has affected the library and your day-to-day operations.
Well, the first thing that it's done, I think, is made it to where we can't see all of you, and we miss you. We have on an average day, between 3,000 and 4,000 people walk through the doors of all 14 of our locations in Northwest Mississippi. And I know that I speak for all of our team when I say that it has been tough not to see you, and we really miss you all. But you know, one of the first things that was recommended to us by the Mississippi State Department of Health was that we be very proactive, that we potentially were an organization that was even more dangerous to the people we serve than leaving a school open. And the governor was already declaring extensions to spring break at that time. And the reason why libraries might be more dangerous to our communities would be because we serve a population that has more people at risk in it. So people who are elderly or people who are older and thus have more of the conditions that the CDC has identified as potentially vulnerable. Whereas a school, you know, has more children, and for COVID-19, they are not as vulnerable. And so we took actions to close services to the public and continue as many services as we could. First, doing a modified version with curbside pickup, which we were trying to roll out. We were in the middle of trying to roll that out. We already have that service in South Haven. That's already something we already offered. And so we were trying to roll it out to all our branches. When we got the second notification about that being unsafe to the public as well. Because all the returned library books have potential for infecting others as well, and using the book drops can make people gather and touch the same surface over and over, putting those books in the slot. There were just a lot of details that I hadn't thought about from a public health standpoint that made it to where at that point we went 100% digital services. And those are ebooks, e-audiobooks, and we started ramping up buying those, switching money from what we would have spent on physical books into ebooks to try and meet a really explosive demand from the public. And then we offer Wi-Fi access at all 14 of our libraries. It is 24/7 by default, with no password required, free access, no bandwidth limits. You can use what you need. And that became really important for a lot of students and families that were doing distance learning. So we felt really, really good about making sure those were really strong signals, making sure they extended into the parking lot so you can stay in your car safely and use the Wi-Fi. And then we provide the Magnolia databases that are used by all Mississippi public schools. You can email our feedback address and we'll give you the code to log in and have access to that at home. We provide a lot of learning resources, classes, and now we're ramping up digital programming as well. We've done a survey on what families want in the area, and you can look for soon some of those things coming, but we already have great things coming. Tomorrow we're doing a wonderful event with a Mississippi author, award-winning author, Deborah Wiles, who is going to be talking to kids using her wonderful books about their concerns and trying to comfort them in this time and give them something to look forward to with hope. And we're really, really excited about that event. We've also partnered with Google to help small business owners with a webinar, and additionally we did a partner with MSU librarian who gave us some training on genealogy. If people are home and they have hours to spend, they might want to research their family history. So look for more and more things from us. Every week we're doing more programs and more interesting, stuff for the people. We miss you, but we're trying to continue to serve you as best we can safely.
Yeah. And that brings up a really good point too, because the library does so much more than just, offering books in your physical locations. You guys have lots of programming and lots of different things that you're doing to engage the community. And so, as you've already mentioned, you've got books that are online. You've got this event coming up with the author. What are some other things that you guys are doing to continue that programming and to continue to engage the communities that you're serving?
Absolutely. Well, we're actively planning for summer. So that's a big thing for us. Summer reading, as you can see, my sign from last year's summer reading up. We really want to encourage and develop the love of reading among all our kids. We're currently trying to figure out a safe way to give away. We always give away free books every summer. Last year we did as well, and it has been a long tradition for First Regional to make sure that we get free books into the hands of all our kids. And we think it's especially important right now in view of the fact that this may continue longer, or we might have a resurgence in the fall. If that should happen, we want every kid to have books at home. We believe that the research very clearly shows that books in the home help children to become lifelong lovers of reading. And so we're actually working with a medical doctor to figure out how to safely give out books and in events this summer once we're cleared by the governor and we have followed all the CDC guidance. We want to give away those 17,000 books that we give away throughout our area, and we want to make sure they get into the hands of the kids so that they continue developing that love of reading. Additionally, we're coming up with just a huge plan for how we can roll back out to reopening. Yeah. So that's one thing that we're working on right now is staged reopening. I was extremely interested to see the president's proposal yesterday, and all the details in it are helping us make an even more accurate plan for our libraries. Of course, we're all chomping at the bit. We can't wait. But at the same time, we have to figure out a way. So if I say, hey, to my staff, you're going to need to wear masks, I have to source those masks for all 120 plus employees, and then I have to make sure that they have them sustainably for every day that we're open. Yeah. So some of this is supply chain stuff to make sure that we're following CDC guidelines and that we do this in a way that is very safe for the public. Yeah. And for our team, I mean, I want every one of our team members, and I said this from the beginning, to be with us when we reopen. We have an amazing team, and every one of them is ready to come back as soon as we can figure out a way to do that, and be good stewards for our community of that. But we're continuing to develop all the summer reading programs. We've been told it's probably unlikely that we'll be welcome to have our regular summer programming. And I think that's probably wise. We do have over 300 kids sometimes in a space for a program with animals or, something like that. And so that would probably not be a wise decision, it looks like, this summer. So we are coming up with a lot of ways to creatively program with passive programming, pickup programming, and digital programming, all these different options that we have.
Yeah. And how can people keep up to date with those changes and different things of that nature?
Well, the best vehicle is probably Facebook because it updates regularly.
Right here.
Yeah, it's great. We do use Instagram, but it's not as, it doesn't flow as easily, I think, as the Facebook for the regular updates.
Okay.
We are going to expect to have some more family programming coming directly to the Facebook page. And then right now, the Facebook page will advertise programs that are on our website as well. And then we'll give the link to be able to go into the Zoom room where we can safely hold programming and protect the space, just like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Only, we set up a lot of programs in Zoom, and we love it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's phenomenal. So they can just log in just like you and I are, and they have that human interaction. They're able to
Yes.
engage in reading and learning and have their story times, which is so critical. I know you and
Wonderful.
I have talked extensively about the importance of reading and how,
Yeah.
me as a young kid, I read all the time and how it's affected me as an adult and um, just the science behind it and the stats that prove that early childhood literacy is important because
Absolutely.
those kids are more likely to score higher in standardized testing. They have better grades. They excel more in college. And so the work that you guys are doing is so important for these kids and for the future of our community. And you're actually not just Hernando's library. You're not just DeSoto County's library. You're a regional library. And so
Right.
what all does that entail? What all is your service area?
So we serve 5 counties in Northwest Mississippi. So Tate, Tunica, Lafayette, Panola, and DeSoto are our service region. And we additionally work with 13 cities and towns to specifically have a location in their area. So we're working with 13 boards of aldermen and mayors, and 5 5 boards of supervisors, and really grateful, I have to say, for all their leadership right now.
Yeah.
They are doing an incredible job. I was just speaking with a team member this morning, and we were saying, let's wait on that because we know they have such a lift
Mhm.
right now that we are just really encouraged by their actions and their leadership and all that they're doing to make our community safe. It has been very inspiring to watch them work. Yeah.
And so for those of us who are watching this and just want to get involved and help safely and are just kind of looking for some ways to engage with the library or even just serve during the pandemic, how can people do that for the library? How can they help you guys or support you guys during this?
Absolutely. So the first thing I would say is if you don't have a library card, go get a library card. We have a new way to get a library card in less than 2 minutes. It involves a digital authentication of your GPS signal from your phone that shows that you're living or working in our service area. And we've had several hundred people take advantage of that. It is a great service. You can go ahead and then access all of the tumble books. Those are books for the early literacy that we just talked about for the little ones. You can access our Overdrive account. You can listen to audiobooks. Perhaps you're an essential worker who has to commute to work still. Maybe you are in that case. You can download an e-audiobook, listen to it in your car on the way. It's fabulous. So that's one way that you can support us, is by making sure you use our services. Another way would be to let your community members know that you support us, to follow us on Facebook, to let us know in the messages that you miss us. We received some wonderful messages recently from our community, and it does really help the staff who are really missing the regular day-to-day interaction. You wouldn't believe how much you miss seeing the
Mhm.
people that come use the meeting room every week for their Rotary Club, or folks that come to Craft Circle or Quilt Circle, or that just come and check out their books and chat. So we really miss you, and that's one way. Additionally, we still will need, at the end of this, our Friends groups. So Friends of the Library are the nonprofit fundraising wings of our libraries that go ahead and they sell used books, they do fundraisers, and they help us be able to fully support the library, and those aren't going away. So as soon as this is over and we can meet again, because those are definitely meetings of more than 10 people usually, we will definitely have our friends groups back in gear, and we would love it. If you have questions about the friends groups or any of that, I invite you to email me at feedback@firstregional.org. So it's feedback at that at symbol, and then you'll spell out firstregional.org. And yeah, we would love to hear from you.
And then you guys, for all of your online content, that can be accessed via the internet, like on your desktop, or
Yes.
there's even an app on your phone that you can use for that, correct?
Yes, so if you type into Google First Regional Library, the first option that comes up is us, and it'll take you directly to our website. And you can also just type into the address bar firstregional.org, and it will pop right up. I want to make sure I got that address right and didn't mess it up, but let's see. Let's pull that up. Yeah, First Regional, all spelled out, ORG. We'll get you there in just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We have all the information there, as well as regular updates about when changes to services are happening. We do anticipate changes to services happening based upon the guidance that we've received in the last few days. And so we're excited about that and looking forward to when we can start,
Absolutely.
adding.
And are you guys actively receiving donations, or if
Yes.
someone would like to contribute
That's right.
financially during this time, how could they go about doing that?
So they would send a check to us at our headquarters location, but if you wanted to send it to your local library, it will be forwarded to our headquarters location, and you would write the check to First Regional Library or to your local library. That's fine. We can deposit that as well. But if you write First Regional Library and then write in the line, say that you wanted your donation to just go toward Batesville Library, that's your home library and that's where you really want the money spent, you would just write on the subject line for Batesville Public Library, and we'll make sure those funds get used in your home library.
Well, perfect. And thank you so much for all that you are doing to and to your entire team to keep everybody safe, but to keep everybody engaged and learning as well. It's so central and so important during this time that we stay engaged as a community as well. And so we appreciate all that the library is doing for that. Is there anything else, any other last minute nuggets or announcements that you would like to share with us?
I would just like to say a huge thank you to our team. They were really the superstars in this. I keep getting comments from people about how innovative we've been during this time, and even from people out of state watching what we're doing. It's really them that are the stars. They've been really extraordinary, and I'm just blessed to work with them. So, and that would be the last thing that I'd like to leave with.
Perfect. Well, we appreciate it so much. And thank you to all of you guys. Again, for more information on this, you can actually go and follow the First Regional Library. They are tagged in this post, and you can stay up to date on all the things that they're doing, or just look them up on firstregional.org, and all the information will be available there. And you can support them via a check, and also by checking out a book online and using the services that they offer. So thank you so much for your time, Meredith, and thank you for all that you're doing in our community.
Thank you, Austin. We really appreciate you and the Maddox Foundation and all you're doing. It's extraordinary. We're so grateful.
Yes, you're very, very welcome. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.